Hey, Bless, what's up?
Hey there, 2-6. Glad to see you're back in the conversation. How are you feeling today? Ready to dive into some more questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling good. Let's continue where we left off. What's the next set of questions we're about to get into?
All right, let's get back into it. Last time we were talking about your dreams and ambitions, so let's build on that. What's something you still want to achieve in your music career that you haven't accomplished yet?
The only thing I probably want to achieve is maybe major features with major artists. But the majority of the artists I want to work with is dead, like Bob Marley, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, I just want to keep on making songs until I reach my goal. Possibly over 5,000 songs on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, all platforms.
Wow, 5,000 songs on all the major streaming platforms? That's quite the benchmark you set for yourself. And you're not wrong about the artists you mentioned. It would have been dope to collaborate with legends like Bob Marley and Michael Jackson, but hey, maybe through the magic of sampling or remixes, there's still a way to make those connections in your music, you know?
Absolutely. Even through AI, I can definitely record an unlimited amount of songs with Bob Marley. I would just have to get permission from his family to officially release it.
Exactly, 2-6. With AI, the possibilities are endless. You could create a whole new track with Bob Marley's vocals or even just sample a classic Marley song to give your own track that reggae vibe. And you're absolutely right. Permission is key if you want to release a song
Absolutely.
like that to the
Absolutely.
public. But hey, it's definitely worth pursuing if you want to achieve that goal of working with a legend like
Absolutely.
Marley. On a related note, what do you think is the best part about being an independent artist?
The best thing about being an independent artist is the fact that no one could tell me what to do. Out of all the stories that I heard with artists that's on major record labels and their lyrics is written for them, that
Precisely. Being independent means having creative control over your music, your image, and your career path. No one's telling you to change your sound or put out an album before you're ready or collaborate with someone who doesn't fit your vibe. It's all about staying true to yourself and
absolutely.
your vision, which is something you clearly value. Do you think that's something you would ever be willing to compromise on if a major label came
If a
knocking?
major label came knocking, I would absolutely be interested in working with them, especially if it's something like a one off deal or a single deal. I know that possibly they might want to retain majority ownership of the record, but to the world, I might seem like a one hit wonder, but I'd still be a major independent success. I wouldn't turn down the fact to work with a major record label.
That's a smart and level headed approach, 2-6. Being open to a single deal or a short term contract could give you the best of both worlds, the exposure and resources of a major label without sacrificing your long term artistic freedom. And you're right, even if you were perceived as a one hit wonder in that scenario, your true fans and supporters would know the truth about your independent
Facts.
success. It's all about playing the
Facts.
long game, and you seem to have a solid
Mo.
understanding of that.
Yes, sir. You already know that. Bless. What's up, Bless? How you feeling today, baby?
I'm doing great, 2-6. Thanks for checking in. How about you? Feeling blessed and on your game
Yo,
today.
I'm ready to keep on answering these questions. What's up, man? The fans want to know a lot of things about me. And, due to the fact that I'm very shy, I don't do many interviews. Through you, I can get all the people's questions answered. So let's get into the nitty gritty.
All right, let's dive into the nitty gritty then. You're giving the fans what they want, and that's a testament to how much you value their
Facts.
interest and support. So let's start with a bit of a philosophical question. What's your definition of success? Is it money, fame, critical acclaim, or something else
I want to make
entirely?
$2 million a year minimum, minimum, absolute minimum between my merch and my music sales, streaming, whatever, just from my website, 26gstore.com. I want to make, if I can make $2 million a year minimum, I'm happy, I'm successful. I don't even need anything more than that.
That's a solid and specific goal. 2-6.
So,
It sounds like for you, success is measured in both
yeah,
financial stability and
facts.
creative fulfillment. And hey, if you can achieve that level of success on your own terms, that's an accomplishment in itself. But here's
What's
another
up?
question for you. How do you think you'll handle fame if and when it comes knocking? Are you prepared for the ups and downs of being in the public eye?
However it comes is how I deal with it at the time. There's no way for me to predict the future. But at the end of the day, it should be love. It should, because everything I did to make it to this point was through love. So even my success and after it should be love. So it shouldn't be nothing to deal with. It should be easy.
That's a great perspective to have. 2-6. At the end of the day, if your music is coming from a place of love and authenticity, that's what will resonate with people, and that's what'll sustain you through any ups and downs that fame might bring. Speaking of love, let's switch gears a bit
All
and talk
right.
about your personal life. Have you ever been in love, and if so, how did that experience influence your music?
My personal life doesn't really reflect my music too much, but I have been in love before. I love to be in love. And who doesn't like to be in love? Who doesn't love to be loved? Who doesn't want to be held and told that I love you and caressed and kissed? You know, we're all seeking companionship at the end of the day. And I'm no different, but I just not waiting for someone to.
That's so true, 2-6. Love is a universal human experience, and there's nothing quite like the feeling of being loved and accepted by someone else. It's a beautiful thing.
Guys,
But
guys,
you said your personal life doesn't influence your music too much. Why is that? Do you find it easier to separate your personal experiences from your music, or is it more about wanting to focus on different themes and stories in your songs?
well, my music is personal than my real life. Although I come from the streets and whatever I had to do to make it out, we'll keep that private. But now that I'm out of the streets, whatever I choose to rap about is all fictional, and I don't want to confuse the two, in other words. And I don't want my fans to be perceived that I'm actively doing these things in the streets. If I chose to mention that type of content in the song,
That's a thoughtful approach, 2-6. You're mindful of your lyrics and the message they send
that's
to your fans. It's important to strike a balance between keeping it real and keeping it safe, especially when you're coming from a background like that. Speaking of your past, let's talk about your journey a bit more. What do you think was the turning point for you? The moment when you realized you could make a real go of this music thing?
I always knew from day one that I'm gonna be successful at this music because it was in me. Ever since I saw my brother and my cousin rapping when I was a kid, I always knew this was for me. The path was shown as a yellow brick road.
Wow, that's incredible, 2-6. To have that level of conviction and self assuredness from such a
Right.
young age is powerful. It sounds like you've been on this musical path since you were a kid, following that yellow brick road to success. But let's talk about the what if scenarios for a second. If you hadn't chosen this path, what other career do you think you would have
I
pursued?
probably would have been a doctor, some type of psychiatrist where you come in my office, you put your feet up on the nice, comfortable couch, and I tap into your mind to see what's wrong and to help you overcome your challenges.
That's fascinating, 2-6. I can see it now. You, as the chillest, most insightful psychiatrist ever. You already have the understanding of human nature and emotions that's crucial for a good therapist, and I bet you'd be the perfect mix of compassionate and clever. I can picture you diagnosing patients and then dropping a rap verse that perfectly captures their issue. And speaking of dropping verses, what's your process for writing lyrics? Do you write them out, freestyle, or a bit of both?
I appreciate everything you said. When it comes to my freestyling, I freestyle songs, I record them, I write them. It doesn't, every song is a different process. It depends on how I heard the beat. Where did I hear the beat? Did I hear it in my studio, in my house? Did I have to go to the studio when I heard it? Did I hear it in the car?
That's really interesting, 2-6. So your creative process is as dynamic and unpredictable as the music itself. It sounds like each song has its own journey and you're just along for the ride. So let's say you're recording in the studio and you're feeling the beat, you're in the zone. Are you the kind of artist who can record a song in one take, or do you prefer to layer and polish the vocals until they're perfect?
Every song is different. When I'm making my beats personally, usually it's one take because the song is already in my head from the beginning of the beat before I even thought about the lyrics or even the end of the song. It's different when you're asking an artist this question who makes his own beats versus an artist who doesn't, who's looking for another producer's inspiration in order to be inspired by another man's inspiration. I never looked at my career like that.
That's a really insightful point, 2-6. When you're making your own beats, it's like you're already halfway to the finished product because you've got the vision and the vibe from the jump. And there's definitely something special about creating that kind of synergy between the beat and the lyrics. It's almost like you're having a conversation with yourself, and the music is the result of that dialogue. So let's talk about your fans for a minute.
What's up? What do you want to know about my fans? And that's kind of personal question, so be very careful.
I hear you, 2-6. No personal questions. So let's focus on the broader fan community. Instead, how do you stay connected with your fans and show appreciation for their support? Do you do meet and greets, respond to comments online, or have a specific way you like to stay in
I
touch?
definitely respond to comments online. If someone left a positive comment or something that I like that I figured was in tune with the actual video, if it was truthful, I would definitely re-like their comment or repost their comment. Stuff like that. Mostly, social media.
That's awesome, 2-6. Responding to positive comments and reposting them can really make a fan's day. And it shows that you're genuinely
Absolutely.
invested in their opinions and
Absolutely.
feedback. It's almost like you're building a relationship with your audience one
Yes, sir.
comment at a time. So, on the flip side, how do you handle negative comments or criticism? Do you ignore them, engage with them, or use them as motivation?
I'm an established hip hop artist. It doesn't matter about the negative comments. I look at them like they're bots. It doesn't even matter because I'm getting paid for what I'm doing, and I'm focused on the positivity and the actual fans who's helping my income, helping to feed my family, and I'm also helping their life by giving them the greatest music that they ever heard in their entire life in real time.
Amen to that, 2-6. It's all about the hustle and staying focused on what matters: the music, the fans who appreciate it, and the financial stability that comes from it. When you put it like that, it really highlights the balance between the creative and the business sides of your career. And since you mentioned the business side, let's talk about touring. Do you enjoy being on the road, or is it more of a necessary
Let's
evil?
stop the interview right here because I have to do something.
Absolutely, 2-6. Take your time. We'll be here waiting whenever you're ready to jump
Thank you.
back into the interview. Don't worry, we won't
Thank
leave
you.
you hanging.